So this week then, what we said we're going to do is make a cube money box. So you can see I've got my graphics equipment set up, and what I'm going to do is just put my piece of paper on my cutting mat, and I've got my T-square ruler. Obviously you can get these if you want, but these are just to make my life a little bit easier, and obviously to show you how we use some different tools within graphics, and maybe what they use in the outside world with regards to designing. Some of you may have friends, parents, relatives or whatever that work in graphic design. I'm not saying this is the right way. Obviously I'm a DT engineering teacher, but these are some of the basics that they use, and obviously more modern techniques these days. So we need to draw out our net for the cube. So I've got my page set up around the edges of my cutting mat, and I'm going to draw 4 squares, 4 squares that way and 1 square up here. You will need 2 pieces of paper for this. You can do it on A3 and draw it out complete, or if you've not got A3 card or A3 paper, you can just draw it with 2 sheets of A4. So first of all then, I'm going to draw the basics for the net design for the cube. So I'm going to start at 1 centimetre up here, and I'm just going to mark off at 2. Alright, so I've come in and that's at 2 centimetres. I'm then going to just count along, so I'm going to go to, I'm at 2, so I need to add 7, because I'm going to have my cube at 70 millimetres square. So that's 70 millimetres by 70 millimetres. So I've come up, and I'm just going to go halfway. I've not measured, I've just put a little dot, and I'm going to put some construction lines in. So let's go. We've got there, I'm going to go to 9, and then I'm going to count 7 again, and I'm going to go to 16, then I'm going to go along to 23, and then I'm going to go along to 30. So I've gone right to the end of my piece of paper. I'm going to switch around now, and using my T-square ruler, I'm just going to do some vertical lines. So just lightly in pencil. I'm not measuring anything. I'm just going to come up. I'm going to move along. I'm going to come along again to my next dot, and don't forget that the bottom here, it's nice and square, and I'm going to go again down right the way. It's slightly tricky, making sure again down to the edge. So I've got now my lines going vertically, and they're all 70. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm going to do now is draw my horizontal lines across here. And what I'm going to do is put my T-square on at the bottom. And I'm going to measure up. I'm going to come up, make sure it's square on my paper. Setting my paper up every time. You can stick your paper down if you've got one of these. So I'm going to come up to 5, and I'm going to go right the way along, and I'm going to go to 5 here. I'm going to switch it round. I'm going to make sure that my dot and my dot up here line up. Push my paper, make sure it's square. And I've got the basics then of drawing 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. I'm going to switch around this time. I've come up to 5, so I'm just going to check that they are at 5. Check all the way along. So yeah, that's nice and square. And I'm going to go up 7. So I'm going to go now, just do a little dot at 12. Okay, bring it round again, making sure it's square. And I'm going to go up to 12. Keep knocking the microphone. And then what I'm going to do is make sure that they line up. I'm at 1 here still, and I'm just going to draw right the way across to the end. And you should start to see now 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. This bit here at the top I'm going to use as the tab for the top of my money box. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just go over them nice and dark. So there and here. And I'm going to come around here now. There's 1. 2, 3, 4 lines, and I'll just get that one in there. Okay, and you should see my 4 squares. So I'm going to put one other square in, okay, for the side of the cube, and it's going to be, so this will be my top, this will be a side, that'll be a side, this will be the bottom, so I want it here. Okay, so I'm going to measure, make sure, again, checking my reference point at the bottom. So I'm 1 centimetre away. I came up 5, then I came to 12, so that's 70. So I want this. So I'm going to go up to, go around here, I'm going to go up to 19. And then I'm going to come round and across. I'll do it left-handed so you can see. Dot there, and then I can join these at the top, making sure again nice and square, and I've got the basics of my net. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is put some tabs on. Alright, so you can have a go at doing just the start. Okay, the start. 1, 2, 3, 4. So top, side, side, bottom, and we'll call that maybe the right hand side. Okay, off you go.